Hello everyone, I'm doing a full journal video, how to get stuck into it, some prompts and all the juicy tips. If you want to make journaling a habit, which can be really hard, put this right next to your bed or on your desk, wherever you'll see it every day, and just write in it 5 minutes, 10 minutes every morning or night, whatever works for you, just so you can get a sense and you really don't need to put pressure on what to write about. Just write whatever's on your mind, and over time you'll just get more comfortable with how much you'll want to write. But once a week kind of works for me, because I feel like if I do more of that, it can become more of a draining thing. So I've got two books here because one is more of a bullet journal, one's more of a random journal. So we're going to start with the bullet journal. So I'll go through like some prompts and things to get you inspired. It's obviously April now, and you may have done this at the beginning of the year, but I feel like it's always important to continually be checking up on your goals and reflect on how you've been going throughout your year. So it really doesn't matter when you do this. Like obviously you can set goals at the beginning of year, but I think it's important to regularly update them. So at the beginning of 2022, I made goals, habits, and intentions. So I broke it down to financial, school, physical health, and other / personal. And I try and make them quantitative so you can tick them off. I think that's the right word. Quantitative, qualitative. I also break down the 2022 intentions. So I've got top 3 priorities, top relationship goal, 3 things I want to do more of, 3 things I want less of, and 5 things I want to learn. Continuing on, I've got 3 habits I'm going to create or change, and how do I want to feel and be at the end of the year. I feel like this one's very important. There's no point getting to these amazing goals if you're not content in yourself. Also, I've got the reflections, so you can obviously do this at any time, but just reflecting on your top 10 highlights, 5 things I've achieved, and 5 things I'm grateful for. We've got a page dedicated to dreams for future, so that could be for work, for travel, for relationships, anything that you just like have on your mind that you want to put down on paper. Tracking my skin. I feel like my skin can be quite erratic with when it breaks out, so I feel like having the date and possible causes, that's more of a personal thing, but I think a lot of people could benefit with that. I also have a page for good habits that I'd like to have and implement into my life, just like daily routines and stuff. Things I love about my life, just being grateful for the small things. It's kind of cheesy, but I feel like this whole thing is cheesy. Just like adding 1 or 2 things to this each day can be really helpful. This next page is kind of similar to the habits, but it's things I want to be intentional about. Things you want to prioritize in your day, your week, your month. Writing these down can really help you spend less time on like unproductive and procrastinating activities instead of things that will actually help you achieve your goals. Oh! Next 2 pages I fill out each month. So I've got top 3 favorites of the month. This can be any object, like a book I usually do if I'm enjoying one. Another thing is like favorite memory of the month, just to look back at and, you know, remember the good times. I haven't done this, but I think what would be really cool would be adding like photos to your monthly memories, and just like having that photo and visual element connected to your like description of it. It's quite interesting seeing what's going into your bank account, what's going out, so tracking that and being intentional. And you can look at this and make goals towards this to like cut down on spending habits or whatever that is. So if you're going on a trip soon, I do a packing list. I make this all cute, and I put in little categories. I'll link down below some of the templates I use, because some of these I'm not coming up by myself. For summer and winter holidays, I always make like a summer bucket list. I'm always adding to this during the term. Place I want to go. So I love this page. It really fills the void of like wanting to travel and the crave to like go to a tropical place or like a new destination. So really going into detail about the activities that you want to do there, like the accommodation, everything. Oh yeah, this is another habit tracker. I printed this one off. Again, I didn't fill this out, so I don't know if habit trackers are necessarily for everyone. I've got like going on your phone less, bedtime early to 9 p.m. Okay, this is a long time ago. I would never be able to do that now. I feel like a typical bullet journal thing is, and I haven't done this in a while, but doing like monthly spreads. I have like a separate planner for this, but if you have the time, you can definitely draw this out. There's many tutorials of like how to do that online, so I probably won't go into that, but you know, just like having an overview of what your month looks like. Those are all the prompts I've actually used, but some more that I want to like incorporate in. So I've got a to be read list. You can do like reviews and like when you finish reading it. I'd love to do like things I want to do in Sydney. So I live in Sydney, and I feel like sometimes you kind of don't take advantage of the city you live in, so I feel like that would be good. Hobbies I want to have. I feel like everyone's always looking for more hobbies to introduce to your life, so I think that would be really good. Writing a letter to my future self would be so nice to look back at. What's giving you energy and what's draining your energy. I feel like that's something you don't really think about sometimes, but it's really good to reflect and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't hang around this person, or maybe I shouldn't be doing this thing all the time. Okay, hopefully you're inspired and getting some ideas of like what you want to do. There's so many more out there, and you can really look up and get so many more ideas if you're still stuck. So this is my other journal. Hello. This is my other journal. So I just like write anything in here, all my thoughts. So I kind of have like two different styles of writing in here. So I've either got like what's been going on with my life, like a bit of a recount. I often do this when I'm going on holidays just so I can remember and look back at. But then I also have like my feelings and like reflecting more inside of me. That sounds really weird, but like, you know what I mean. I've got these Stadler textures. They have a thin side, great for like titles and stuff, and then you have the thicker side for like highlighting. I also just have like a stack of like pencils. This is like a white clear pen if you're trying to draw over something. I've got inkier pens, which sometimes can like bleed through, so be careful with that. Also got these, which are a bit more fun, just different black textures. This one's like a really nice calligraphy brush. This one's a 3.0. So that one's a chunky boy. I also have these, which I use all the time. They're the fine tip markers from Montmartre. I also use washi tape sometimes, which I don't have with me, but that can be fun if you want to dress up in like more of a scrapbooky feel. When it comes to actually the journals, so this one is from, I think both of these are actually from Officeworks, but I'll link some down below if you want to get them online. This one's great. This one's called the Dot Journal. They have a pocket at the back, which I actually have kept so many little souvenirs from my travels. I really need to put a page together and like stick them all in. But anyway, back onto the journals. These stickers are just very random. Brandy Melville, don't know where any of these other ones are. Oh, this one's from Typo, so not from Officeworks. This one's just a lined one. This is my journal that I just like write everything in. It's kind of like got this kind of moleskin feel to it, and I love the bright red color. So if you want to see more like this, subscribe and like down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah. Also, this is kind of similar to habits, but think writing a letter to my